Greetings my lovelies, and thank you for stopping by this circle today. Today's video is part 2 of the genre special, where we go into another set of genres talking about their key components and providing some examples so that you can have a reference. So let's go. Now this one's not going to be a countdown, just simply because I'm listing another group of 5 and their placement on this list is just my own personal preference. You know, so don't take offense if you particularly love a type of genre, because yeah, it's my opinion, my channel. So to quote Eugene, I'm right, you're wrong, shut up. I'm sorry. Please don't sue me. Let's get on with it. Number 5, the Rite of Passage. Now this one is more common in YA, young adult, and with the newest subcategory age group, new adult. And if you would like me to go into the differences between young adult and new adult, please comment below and let me know. So basically this all revolves around change, and a change that you cannot come back from. So this is like puberty, a death in the family, a death of a loved one, moving to a new location. Your entire world is basically ripped apart and you cannot go back to the way things were before. You have to learn how to change. Now this can either be an individual person or a group as a whole, like a family unit or a group of friends. So when it comes to examples of this type of genre, we have Speak, which is one of my all-time favorites. It's about a girl who gets raped and her healing process of that, to the point to where she also confronts her attacker. We have, of course, The Fault of Our Stars and The Perks of Being a Wallflower, just to name a few. Number 4, the full Triumphant. Now, this genre is strongly comedic in nature, and it's basically just a goofball who really shouldn't be getting on, you know, up in life, but they are, usually through some crazy antics that are mistakes. So think of like Dumb and Dumber right off the bat for us adults, or The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That is also full Triumphant. You're very much underdog story. Number 3, buddy love. So before some of you start your eye rolls back in your head, this doesn't necessarily mean like romantic, oh you are the apple of my eye type of romance. This can also be friendships, like Bridge to Terabithia type of thing. But it's basically just two people who are coming together. Usually the way it works is that the main character and who they eventually are going to be paired with are not complete in some way, shape, or form. Like, they're not perfect, but by coming together they can be better people. But there always kind of tends to be some type of complication with it. So when it's, you know, Bridge to Terabithia, she dies. And so he has to learn to go on without her. Me Before You, I read the book before I saw the movie, and like when I got done, I launched myself at my husband crying because, oh my god. And then of course you have the prime example, Pride and Prejudice. I hate that book, but I love the movie with Keira Knightley because I just couldn't follow it in the book, but the movie's awesome. But anyways, you know, that's a great example for that. She has too much prejudice over Mr. Darcy, who has too much pride, but they sort of kind of like each other. There's that abysmal first proposal, and then they break apart, but then they slowly come back together after they've reconciled their differences and have learned to grow to become better people. Number 2, Out of a Bottle. Now this is basically where an extraordinary person is given power and they have to decide what to do with that power and if they're worthy of it. And this was a really hard one to pin down some really good examples that weren't very obscure. So I decided to go with Hercules, like the Disney version. Now yes, while he was born with this power, he wasn't really, it was more of a hindrance in his youth versus how it became as an adult, where it gave him the fame that he needed to try to become a hero so he could rejoin his family in Olympus. On their quest to get what they want or to see if they are worthy of this power, they learn a different type of lesson that's more important. So in the example of Hercules, he wants to be a god to join his family to finally get the sense that he belongs somewhere. But through meeting Megara and learning to make a connection to the people that he is around on Earth with, he ends up finding his place. And number 1, Monster in the House. This one is primarily horror, and it is the oldest genre in history. So think of things like the Minotaur. You have a monster in the maze feasting on the flesh of young men and women. Or you have the ghosts in the house, the vampire, the werewolf, the witches, the demons. These are some of the oldest stories told around fires throughout all of mankind. So yeah, this one has some serious history and clout to go along with it. But the basic parameter is you have the monster in a confined space, whether it's a house, a maze, a city, and then you have the sin. The real reason why the monster's there to begin with. So in the case of the Minotaur, it was the guy pissed off the gods, so they made his wife have sex with a bull so that she produced this creature. Or for us 90s kids in the Scream franchise, you know, the whole thing culminates to the fact that Sydney's mom was a raging bitch and hurt somebody who was very unhinged. You know, you have the Saw. Oh my god, the Saw franchise is a great one for this because they're in the confined space and the monster is Jigsaw, but then in the end we get to see how all these people blend in together. Yes. So there you have it, 5 more genres that you can tuck your story into or try to work your story through to help you in this process. If you have favorites or examples from this genre, please comment down below and let me know. And next time we meet, we'll talk about what some writers do when they blend genres and why maybe you should think about doing that yourself. So, have a wonderful week, and I will see you all later on the circle. Bye!